Watch him. Let me see what I can find. Quietly get out of here.
I swear. I can't bear it when you're angry. You know how it is.
B, you gotta calm down right now.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
You gotta breathe or just do whatever it is that you do.
I'm calm. I'm not even touching it. Okay, I'm barely touching it. I'm barely touching it.
Turn back into a car right now.
Hey, it's Nick, and welcome back to the channel. But before we begin, I'd like to say that a certain percent of you guys are not currently subscribed, so please consider subscribing. It really helps with the channel. Now, back to the video. And here I have Lego Transformers High Octane Bumblebee. This guy was made to celebrate my Age of Extinction challenge that I'm running over on Instagram. So if you are interested in that, please go follow me on Instagram at Nick_Bricks_88, where you can DM me to either become a judge at the end of the challenge or join the challenge. Right now, there are more Autobots than there are Decepticons, so if you could go over there and sign up as a Decepticon, that would be very helpful because I'd like it to be pretty even. This was also made to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Age of Extinction, even though I don't really like that movie. Recently, you should have seen this guy coming for a while now. This is a repaint / retool of my Transformers 2007 Old Camaro Bumblebee, just as his High Octane counterpart from Age of Extinction. They're pretty similar. The only real change is in the front end. And to give you guys a little better sense of scale, excuse me, here's a minifigure. It's pretty oversized, I would say. Doesn't really look right to me. Here he is compared to R2-D2, if that matters to you, as well as a Big Fig. And here he is compared to Dark of the Moon Commander Class Optimus Prime and Studio Series Clunker Bumblebee. Yeah, there's quite the size difference here. Here's something I'm more interested in personally, moving this guy out to this side here. Here he is compared to my Clunker Bumblebee, I guess, or Old Camaro, 2007 Old Camaro Bumblebee. Yeah, these guys couldn't look more different, even though they're also basically the same thing. Quite an interesting comparison, I think. Don't know if I'm going to be able to... Sorry about that, my dad was mowing the lawn outside. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get this in frame. Oops. Here is Old Camaro Bumblebee compared to my trilogy Optimus Prime. Maybe Bumblebee is a bit too big for this particular scale, but that's not really something that I'm worrying about too much. It's really just about how he looks in robot mode. Speaking of robot mode, I'll be getting into that shortly. Now, if you've already watched my Old Camaro Bumblebee video, you've already seen how this guy transforms. So if you haven't, go watch that video, because I don't want to go over the transformation again, because it's very similar. And the only real difference is going to be the only thing that I'm going to show off with you guys. That untabs. Everything else is the same up there, as well as the other main difference is that this swivels in like that and just kind of sets. Actually, wait, no, this rotates there and then slides in like that. Those are the only differences. Other than that, oops, I should probably show the underside. He looks pretty similar, just kind of inverted colors. So yeah, I'm gonna cut to robot mode right now. And here we have High Octane Bumblebee in his robot mode. And yeah, he looks pretty good. His chest can be a bit particular about how it wants to be placed. The droid, the robot claw that I have that connects to the bicep is really floppy on both sides, so I need to get some more of those. But yeah, he looks pretty good. I'm really happy with the way that he looks. I wish that there could have been more yellow on these thigh panels, so I put that rounded slope on there as yellow to help make more yellow. Because like, look at this. This is so freaking floppy. Might as well just like rip the arm off and just go through him without doing that. His legs, very similar to the way they were last time. His arms are now mostly black. Got the clips there in yellow like they should be. That arm is just, I'm just gonna take that off for like the rest of this because that's just bugging me. This one, it's not as bad. Looking to the back, the mini wings, they don't look as good. What's with all of these droid fingers that I have? They're just so freaking floppy. I'm just gonna put them down like that. They're not as accurate as they used to be, but it's easier to transform, and the clips that I were using before were very brittle, and like I had to replace those a lot because they kept breaking. And yeah, same head as the last time, except for I did a little black, on the top. Chest is different than the old Camaro Bumblebee. You can angle these like that, or you can sort of make it a little bit more movie accurate like that. I'm gonna try to clip this back into place. Hopefully it'll be nice to me. So yeah, there he is. Try to stand him up. A lot of fiddling with this version. Way more fiddling than the previous guy. Getting into some comparisons. Here he is next to a minifigure. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe it's close, I'm really not sure. R2-D2. Here's a big fig. And Commander Class Optimus Prime. Here is Rise of the Beasts. Studio Series Bumblebee stood up. I was gonna transform this guy, but I really don't want to. Just stand him up. The car modes are pretty similar in size, so he actually doesn't do too much mass shifting, which is cool. And here he is compared to Optimus Prime. I changed the way that his gun looks, so instead of there being an anti-stud here that tabbed into his hand, there's now a clip here. So you can take his fragile arm and just slot that into there. So now he's got an actual gun. And that's, yeah, that claw cannot hold up the weight. My other Bumblebee doesn't have as much of a problem. Actually has like no problem holding up the arms there. I think it's just that one robot claw being kind of wimpy. Articulation is the same as before. There's a series of joints in the head. You can get like butterfly joints from that clip. There's a ball joint up here. Is this gonna focus? That autofocus so bad. Like 90 degrees of bend in the elbow there. There's nothing in the hands. Ab crunch, there's a ball joint in here, so you get a waist swivel he can kick super high up and can kick back quite a bit. There's 90 degrees of bend in the knee, and you can like fake an ankle tilt, but if you do it too far, it's just not going to work. And you can't really stand too well if you're trying to do the ankle tilt. He will just fall over. But yeah, he's quite expressive. So I'm just going to stand him up against the wall, just so that I don't have to worry about him falling over later. But yeah, here he is in his robot mode. He looks really good. I'm really happy with the way he looks. No instructions, so don't even bother asking. But yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe and all that stuff.